It's just a basic comparison between the Wurkkos FC12 and the FC13s. These are two of the best-selling Wurkkos lights on Amazon, so a lot of people sort of compare the two, trying to figure out which way to go with the two of them. This is a little bit more of a thrower, long beam type pattern, and this one has a little wider beam. Something works better for like walking the dog, that sort of thing. Has a little bit warmer tint to it also than the Wurkkos. They both have simple UIs with them. It makes it just easier for anybody that's not into modding, that type of thing, to be able to pick up either one of these flashlights and just click through the settings and go. This one has, the 12 has a little different UI to it. You can switch between a simple click-through, high, medium, low, to a tactical setting, which gives you, when you click through, gives you like the SOS patterns. They both have a turbo mode that you double-click the button to make it as bright as it'll go, but it'll only work for just a few seconds, 30 seconds or so, before it ramps down and dims a lot, but is the brightest. I'll sort of show you the pattern between both of these on high, where you can tell a difference, what may be better for you. But when you're going with the 12, it's a little bit longer. You're looking at a flashlight that's about 5.5 inches or so long, whereas the 13 is about 4.5 inches long. So a little easier to stick in a short pocket. They have different emitters on them. This one uses, the 12 here, it uses the SST40, which is a longer throw, and this one comes mostly with the XHP50B emitter on it, which is the wider pattern with it. They both use the 18650 batteries with them, so you can, if you buy both of them, you can be able to switch batteries back and forth and not get complicated with having to make sure you have the right extra battery with you. This one's just a little bit heavier, at about 85 grams, and then the 13S is 77 grams. The biggest difference on them is just the beam patterns between the two. They both work really well, but if you want something that has a little medium width to around the main part of the beam, this may be better for you. You can see further away if you're aiming at trees in the distance. If you want to look and see if there's any birds or something in the tree in the evening and at a real distance, this may work better for you. Like I said, just walking the dog, that type of thing, this has a little bit wider pattern, a little more of a yellowish tint in the beam also, which helps some when you're walking around trees and bushes in the woods, that sort of thing. You get a better feel for the depth of field on it. You're not going to step in a hole quite as easy or something like that as you would with this one, because it tends to sort of beam over undulations in a pathway, and it makes it a little bit harder to see when you're walking around. I'm just going to flick on the beam here, and you'll sort of see on the table to how it spreads apart. So as you can see with these at the same place, how much wider the 13S is. Not quite as spotty in the center on it, so like I said, the beam won't work quite as good for you further away, but a little bit wider, just walking around on the trail, that sort of thing. This is the 13's easier to deal with. The runtime is pretty similar between the two on them. You really just normal everyday use. If you don't use a timer with them, you probably won't see the difference in how long one runs. They both have the Wurkkos batteries in them, and were charged up before I started this, so it gives it a equal comparison between the two. I also spotted on the wall from about 8 feet away, so you can see the pattern better as you're holding it up too. I'll do that next. Here's the 12 at 8 feet away. See more of a narrow pattern in the bottom there, in the center of it. Whereas 13 compared to it here. It's a wider center beam, flatter, it doesn't have the eye to it, and it's a little bit warmer pattern, as you can see on this neutral gray wall. These two flashlights are fairly close in price. The 12 sometimes runs a little bit, well, on average it runs a little higher. On Amazon, the going rate's about $30. Sometimes you see it slightly higher, sometimes you see it slightly lower. The 13s usually runs around 20. I've seen it as low as $16.99 and as high as $40. So it's good to check back and click through some of the different vendors on Amazon. Sometimes you find a better deal with one or the other. So between the two, they both work really well, but this one, like I said, longer throw, wider throw, a little more adjustability with it. But either one of them is a great starter flashlight, good, durable, and work really well for most anybody. So I'll put the links to both of these in the description below, in the first comment also, and then if you would, please like and subscribe, and I'll try to get more content for you in the future. Thank you.